It's time for the Raider Rundown, all things McCrary Central Sports, with your host Trip Strunk and introducing co-host Paul Bruner. The Raider Rundown brought to you by Big M Discount, Highway 27 in Whitley City, by Blue Ridge Homes, North Highway 27 in Whitley City, and by Outdoor Venture Corporation, part of our community for decades. And now, Trip Strunk and Paul Bruner with the Raider Rundown.
Welcome, everybody, to the Raider Rundown here on Hay 98.3, your stop for all things McCrary Central Athletics. Welcome back into the show, everybody. It's a new week. It is Monday, April 6th, 5:30. That's the time the show starts every week. But we did have a pretty busy week this past week between baseball, volleyball, and I believe tennis. So we're going to be going over all those sports today. We're going to have some shout-outs for some players. And here in the second segment, we will have an interview with one of the baseball players. It'll be Jaden Watts, we expect, but if not him, it'll be Greyson Stevens. But probably Jaden Watts, baseball player, coming up here in the second segment. That'll be Paul interviewing him. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But Paul, I guess we'll go ahead and get into what happened this week with baseball. We'll start it out with that as we have since their season started back on March 24th. But pretty good week for them. I mean, solid week. Had some games, or had a game against Rockcastle that was really a stinker, but they bounced back against Barberville with a 20-2 win and beat Scott 6-5. But what was your takeaway this week from the set of three games where they went 2-1?
Well, I'll start off with the Rockcastle County game.
Yep.
I thought we played probably the best we could have, but they had a really, really good pitcher.
That's what I was going to say.
He's probably like one of the top pitchers in the region, if not in the state. I mean, he's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, he was bringing the heat all night. I mean, that's probably the best pitcher that we'll see all season until, I don't know if we play them again.
Definitely.
But, I mean, that's definitely – that's the best we've seen at least yet so far. And they didn't bring anybody from the bullpen or anything. He pitched throughout. So, I mean, great pitcher they got.
Yes, very, very good. I mean, where we can't score any hits in a game, you got to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's not like we have bad batters either. I mean, we're putting up good numbers against these other teams. But, I mean, we ultimately lost that game 12-0. Really just got down big early. I mean, we kind of held our own. It went 5 innings. We kind of held our own innings 2 through 5. But that first one, I believe we got down like 7-0 or something like that. We just dug ourselves a big hole and couldn't really get out of it.
It's probably one of the craziest games that I've seen so far this year. With one of their players, actually I think it's two, had 2 home runs off of our pitching.
Yeah.
So that was impressive.
And one of those went over the wall that's higher, like the section of the wall is higher up than the other parts. I mean,
it's about 415 feet.
Yeah, that was one of those hits was crazy. But yeah, they had 2 home runs. Just really great team Rockcastle has. Probably one of the best teams in the state, to be honest.
Yes.
But I was really happy to see us hold our own at least. I mean, there's no moral victories, but maybe that's some positive momentum going forward.
Yeah, one thing we didn't do is we didn't give up. So that's a win anytime that you play baseball or any sport.
Yeah, absolutely. But we followed that game up with our second game this season so far against Barberville, and we won 20-2. Now, 20-2 sounds great. I mean, and it is a great time, and we can beat anybody 20-2. But I mean, you look at Barberville's schedule; they've lost games against Bell County 0-15, Cumberland Gap from Tennessee 0-10. I mean, they have not had a game where they've scored over 4 runs and allowed under 10. So I mean,
yes.
Barberville is just not really. They're not built for baseball, to be honest. But ultimately, I mean, that's a solid win. I mean, great to get. That's a good get right game if that makes sense.
Yeah, that game for me, from my perspective, that's a good game to get some of your JV players some good varsity minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Know what I mean. Yeah, get them their feet wet.
Yes, it gets their feet wet, kind of gets the nerves out, and just seeing like what varsity is like a taste of what varsity might be like.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think we play them anymore this season. Actually, yeah, we do towards the end of the season on May 12th. As a look here at the schedule. But then we took on back on, I think it was Friday. We took on Scott County from Tennessee, and that was a close one, but we won it 6-5. And I was not there, but I know you were. Like I know we had some big time moments in that game with Jaden Watts and Mason Bryant. So could you kind of run through what happened towards the end of the game there?
Yeah, that's supposed to be what we call an easy win. We didn't think that was going to be that tough of a competition
Yeah,
going into it at first, but we got down really, really quick, really, really fast. So, like in the first inning, they scored 5 at bats, and then for we went second inning, we didn't have no hits. Third, no hits. Fourth, no hits. We finally got to the 5th inning, I think, and we started lighting it up.
yeah.
We scored 5 runs in that one inning alone, and
So,
and Carter Gabbard is the one that started it out. He had 10 pitches come at him, and he kept on fouling them off, or they were balls. But he eventually won the AB with a hard ground ball, I believe, and got us on the base. So he
10
was really
pitches,
changed
wow.
the momentum for that game.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like a lot of batters when they get 10 pitches, I mean, you see them kind of get tired and
Yes.
not really have much power behind their hits. But I mean, that's great for him to get on base after something like that. But that's a really solid win against Scott County. But we do take them on again today, actually, right after the show ends. So it's not like we can really promote it. But I mean, if you're hearing this right now and you're close enough, go down there, show some support for us because we need all hands on deck. Cause we just won a top one against them.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jaden Watts as well. Last inning, the 7th inning, he hit a line drive into right field, allowing Mason Bryant to score on home plate to get the 6-5 win over Scott County. So shout out to him.
Yeah, and he had a home run earlier in the week too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had an in the park home run against Barberville.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, like we said, Marvel's not the greatest team. But I mean, an in the park home run is super impressive, regardless.
Yes. Jaden Watts is a great athlete.
Yeah,
To just be a freshman,
yeah,
he
absolutely.
plays like he's been here for a while. So
Yeah, he's
it'll be
definitely
interesting to see what he does throughout his high school career.
he'll be a key piece for sure. But
Yes.
he I mean, yeah, he's gonna be a great player. I lost my train of thought there, but like I said, Scott County, that's the UCB battle at the border, ain't it? I
Yes,
think yeah,
it is.
they made a promotional video there on Facebook not too long ago. So I mean, that's a big time matchup, but I think we can get it done, and hopefully we will. I do want to say that every time we have a home run, Paul has been posting it. So be sure to go follow our Facebook, as you'll see anytime we get a home run, final baseball scores. I mean, we're really killing it with the baseball coverage. I mean, a lot of credit here to co-host Paul Bruner for the for that.
Yeah, thanks, Trip. I mean, again, like I said last week, if there's any coaches out there that want to have their players highlighted or their teams highlighted, please send stuff in. We want to promote your team as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as it's our team, we
Yes,
don't
as long
want
as
to.
it's our team.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
we're not gonna have any Scott County coaches just hitting up and promoting them.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely do it for the home McCreary Central team. But we are running a little bit short on time here in the first segment, so we'll be back with this interview with Jaden Watts or Greyson Stevens, but it'll probably be Jaden Watts. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And in the third segment, we'll hit on some softball and maybe a little bit more baseball and a little bit of tennis. But we'll be right back.
Outdoor Venture Corporation has been a proud member of our local community for decades, providing military tent systems for our servicemen and women and employing local residents. Plus, OVC is a proud supporter of our local schools and local sports teams. Join the Outdoor Venture team by applying today. Stop by 30 Venture Drive in Stearns or call 376-5021. Visit them online, outdoorventure.com. That's Outdoor Venture Corporation, proud to be part of McCreary County. A home is so much more than just 4 walls and a roof. Blue Ridge Homes in Whitley City can help put you and your family in a new home for security and memories for years to come. They work with several home manufacturers to put you in the right home for you, and they can assist you with several financing options. Visit BlueRidgeHomeCenter.com or Facebook.com/Blue Ridge Homes for more information, or stop by 1575 North Highway 27 in Whitley City. Blue Ridge Homes. Call 376-2170.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Raider Rundown with the interview with Greyson Stevens. a left fielder who's already made his presence felt this season with 6 RBIs and a big-time 3-hit game earlier this year. He's been stepping up in key moments and giving this team a boost offensively. Greyson, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So, how would you describe your season so far as an athlete?
I think it's going pretty good. You know, I'm not really where I want to be at hitting right now, but just got to get them to fall. I think the team's doing pretty good.
Yeah. So, we know if you look at the stats that you've earned 6 runs already. How do you approach your at-bats especially with runners on, if there's like first and third or first and second? How do you approach that?
Well, first and second, you just approach, just hitting it behind them and just advancing them to third or even to home, hitting it in the gap. And then at third, you're just trying to hit it and hopefully get it far enough that they can score and get it past someone.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, you're a left fielder. You've been left fielder majority of the season. How do you communicate with your players on the rest of the outfield? How do you communicate with them, like the center fielder and the shortstop, on balls in the gap?
On balls in the gap, me and Nate, the center fielder, we just kind of try to cover the gap as much as possible and communicating. Like, for example, if the left-hand hitter's up, we'll shade more to the right field area for pulled balls by a left-hand hitter, and just recognizing where we're at in the lineup and who hit where the last time they were up at bat.
So, how do you all know, what place in the lineup that you all are? How do you know,
Really just by watching and keeping count and talking to each other back and forth.
Yeah. So, being a left fielder, what's one thing that you've been focused on more or improving on defensively?
One thing that we've worked hard on improving defensively is dropping your first step back, and instead of going around to meet the ball, going in a straight line to meet the ball to get there quicker.
So, one thing that I talk to a lot of athletes about is how they approach their sport or their mindset they have about going in, and whether it be hitting or whether it be on the court, whatever. What's your mindset whenever you step into the batter's box?
Just focused and a positive mindset. If you got a negative mindset and you step into the box, you're probably not going to perform well. So just positive and focused and locked in.
So let's say that you have a tough at-bat. How do you adjust during the game or before the game?
You figure out really what you did wrong, what you could have did better, and you focus on, if you're going into the next at-bat doing what you did wrong right, so that you can fix your mistakes and get better.
Yeah. So far this season, you've been perfect when it comes to stolen bases. You haven't been picked off so far, which is great. So, what goes into your decision-making process to know when you got to make a run?
A big part of the decision-making process would be just reading the pitcher's body language and timing, like when he goes up with his leg to pitch and gets on balance, just timing him and running when you think the timing's right.
So, one thing I talked to Coach King about in an earlier interview back last month was a lot of team chemistry and how we're trying to build a team chemistry with everybody. So, what's the energy currently with the team right now?
The energy right now is really good. It's really high energy, chirping in the dugout when we're hitting and cheering on our hitters, and just really high energy. Trying to think of a way to put it.
Just having a lot of energy, a lot of chirping,
Yeah, exactly.
Making sure that you know what the other team's facing up against, right?
Yeah.
Especially against Barterville the other night.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, who's like somebody that really pushes you or helps you improve the most in that sense?
Someone that really helps us, well, helps me in general is Andy Strunk, the outfield coach.
Yeah.
Being an outfielder, I'm around him most of the time, and he's a really high energy guy, so he helps a lot.
So who's like a player that also has a lot of energy?
Well,
I know there's a lot of them, but
two
who
come
do you
to
think?
mind, and AJ Agnew and Seth King. They're really high energy players, and they really love the game.
Well, that's definitely the truth about that. So, some improvement and goals for the season. Like, what's one area of your game that you're really wanting to focus or improve on?
One area of my game, I like to focus on everything and just get better at everything. But one area I'm working on right now is just hitting the ball and getting it, like I said earlier, just to fall. And a big part of that just comes with, hitting the ball the right way, getting your foot down, putting your hips into it, and not doing too much with your hands.
Yeah. So, where do you personally, as a player, want to be at the end of the season?
I wanna get my batting average up to about 300. Somewhere in that area, and I want to have as little errors as I possibly can in the field.
Yeah. So, where do you see the team as a whole at the end of the season? Do you see us going to the district finals? Do you see us going to regions? Where do you see the team?
We've got a really good team this year. Probably one of, if not the best we've had in years, and I really think we could win the district and be right there in the region.
Yeah. Well, we're running short on time, but I want to thank Greyson for coming out and interviewing today. Be sure to tune in for the third segment of the Raider Rundown.
Outdoor Venture Corporation has been a proud member of our local community for decades, providing military tent systems for our servicemen and women and employing local residents. Plus, OVC is a proud supporter of our local schools and local sports teams. Join the Outdoor Venture team by applying today. Stop by 30 Venture Drive in Stearns or call 376-5021. Visit them online, outdoorventure.com. That's Outdoor Venture Corporation, proud to be part of McCreary County. A home is so much more than just four walls and a roof. Blue Ridge Homes in Whitley City can help put you and your family in a new home for security and memories for years to come. They work with several home manufacturers to put you in the right home for you, and they can assist you with several financing options. Visit BlueRidgeHomeCenter.com or Facebook.com/Blue Ridge Homes for more information, or stop by 1575 North Highway 27 in Whitley City. Blue Ridge Homes. Call 376-2170.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the final segment of the Raider Rundown here on Hay 98.3, your stop for all things McCreary Central Athletics. We're back. Just wrapped up that pretty good interview with Greyson Stevens. Some good insight there, but we will dive straight into it, get back into some baseball and softball. We talked a little bit about baseball in the first segment, but I do want to kind of go back into that because we ran short on time and didn't get to get into everything that I wanted to. But other than the Scott County game, that's really what we hit on. But we do have a doubleheader on Tuesday, that's tomorrow. It's at 12 o'clock and then at 2:30 it's at Metcalfe County. Now Metcalfe, I mean, they're a pretty solid team. They're I don't know what their record is exactly, but they're coming off 2 wins against Caverna. I think that's how you say that. And then they beat Russellville. They beat Caverna 17-0, and then they beat Russellville 10-0. So I mean, they're a pretty solid team. They're kind of picking up some momentum, but hopefully we can shut them down and get 2 wins tomorrow, and hopefully come out this week 3-0. That's my expectation for this week, but we'll see what happens. But Paul, I mean, do you got anything on Metcalfe County or Scott before we wrap up baseball for today?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like we're going to do really well against Scott and Metcalfe County. I feel like that'd be pretty interesting to see how they do and how we do. But just come out and support the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. And Metcalfe, they're pretty solid. I mean, I know Clinton. They lost to Clinton County by 1. I know Clinton County's a really solid baseball team,
Yes.
but they have had some pretty bad losses. As they, I mean, when they get shut down, just looking at them, like they don't score. Like when they lose, they don't score. They lost to Marion County 0-4. They lost to Russell County 0-10. They lost to Russell County again 4-14. So I mean, if we can just take away their momentum, I like our chances there. But
If we have good pitching in
yeah,
both Metcalf County games, I feel like we could honestly beat them.
yeah, and I mean, you look at the Casey County doubleheader. Something that kind of worries me from there is, like you mentioned, like we won that first one 12-4, but then we kind of lost some momentum, or we kind of ran out of
Yes.
gas and lost the second game 6-7.
But
So
I will say this past Scott County game that we just had, I feel like it's like the pivotal turning point. Even though they might not be as good of a team as what we had, we were down so much and then came back. And I
yeah,
feel like that's like the turning point in the season, honestly, for our team. So I feel like we're going to have a pretty good chance.
yeah, maybe May 14th after the last game of the season, that is the game we'll kind of look back on and be like, man, that could have been it. But
Yes.
hopefully it is, and we'll see what happens. But with the softball this past week, they did have 2 games as they beat Jellicoe County on the road 25-12. Not really a score you hear a lot, but yeah, they won 25-12 on the road at Jellicoe, and then they lost to Wayne County on the road 0-10. So not a bad week. Went 1-1. And then they don't have any games this week throughout spring break. So good time to rest and hopefully beat Southwestern when they come out of the break. But we'll see what happens there. We do want to hit on tennis. What happened this week in tennis, Paul?
So earlier in the week, on the 31st,
Yep.
A couple of people that won their matches: Riley Taylor, Addison Mason, Tyler Collins. They all won their matches, and also the girls won their double matches as well. So big shout out and congratulations to them.
Yep, that's awesome. Hopefully they can keep it up.
Yes.
I know my good buddy Drew Corder. He started tennis this year. He's been on the show before, and he's somebody I like to give crap. So I don't know if he had a match, but Drew, if you did, why didn't you win it, bud? Come on. I'm just messing. Maybe we'll have him on the show to talk about some tennis. But that's something you can find on the Facebook. I mean, if we are really up in the coverage there on Facebook, and we got our YouTube set up where you can find it on there. And there's just a lot of stuff you can find on our Facebook now. Like we shared the 12th region post where Tristan West is. I think is he number 2 in the region for stolen bases?
Number 2.
Yep,
Yes.
and Jaden Watts is sitting down there at 7. So we're really up in the coverage on there, and like you can find a lot of what we say on the radio on our Facebook. So be sure to go follow us there, as we are sitting at 223 followers, and I would love to be able to hit 300 by the at least the end of the month. But we'll see what happens with it. I guess that'll kind of do it for this week. That's all I got. Do you got anything else you want to mention?
That's all I really got.
All right. Well, I'm at Florida this week, so I don't know if I'll be able to come out to any games. So Paul may be the main insight man for next week, but I will still be on the show, as we'll be back Monday at 5:30 next week for a new show. But as you all know, this show that you're hearing right now will re-air on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to tune back in for that one. And this show will also be on our YouTube channel and Spotify. So there's plenty of chances to be able to listen to this show that you're hearing right now. So I guess that'll wrap it up. Paul, hope you have a good week, and I hope the rest of you all have a good week, as this has been it for the Raider Rundown.
You've been listening to the Raider Rundown, all things McCreary Central Sports, with your host Trip Strunk and co-host Paul Bruner. Heard Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and replay Wednesday at 8 p.m. The Raider Rundown brought to you by Big M Discount in Whitley City, by Blue Ridge Homes, North Highway 27 in Whitley City, and by Outdoor Venture Corporation, part of this community for decades. Tune in next time for the Raider Rundown, and be sure to follow them on social media.